Alright folks, good morning from Faro, Portugal. I hope you're ready for the next leg of this adventure, leg number 3, which is a really fun one, really special one for me. Coming down on Aer Lingus in the wide-body business class was really nice, but this is extra special because we're flying Jet2. It's an airline I've never flown before, but more importantly, it's the 757, and the 757 with RB211 engines, those triple spool engines. So I'm very excited about this. It's very difficult to catch a 757 in Europe these days. Increasingly difficult to catch one just about anywhere. There's a few airlines still flying them, of course. They're not so rare yet, but they're getting there. So catching one on this route from Faro up to Manchester in the UK is a special treat. Another cool thing about Faro is that you have planes either departing or landing right over the city all day long. It's not such a diverse mix of aircraft, but good enough. Let's head over to the airport. No idea what it's going to be like. It was a bit of a mess coming in yesterday. Hopefully a little smoother this time. And let's head up to Manchester on the 757. As mentioned in the previous video, this is not a very nice airport at all, but I make it through relatively painlessly. Boarding has started well in advance of departure, but that works for me because it means I get to see this 757 as soon as possible. And there it is. I love this silver and red color scheme. I reckon the 757 is the most beautiful single-aisle plane ever built. Would you believe this aircraft is 35 years old? I can't say as much for these interiors. You can tell these seats are designed primarily to be cheap and light. But hey, it's a low-cost holiday airline. And considering that, the legroom is really okay. No seatback pockets, Ryanair style. But it's not uncomfortable. Check out the tiny armrest though.
Captain Dan Shepherd, we've got the flight deck, is Senior First Officer, and Germans. In the cabin you've got a great team of Mark, Hannah, Lizzie, Grace and Emily, and they are there to pick up at well-being, but overall your safety, I'm pleased to say. We're looking good for a slightly early departure back to Manchester. We'll soon be pushed back, we'll start our engines, taking off on the easterly runway today, so you'll see the sea on the right and the land on the left. At about 2,000 feet we'll turn left, heading north to the northern border of Portugal with Spain. Time is an altitude of 38,000 feet. Our flight time today is 2 hours and 57 minutes.
And in the aisle along the floor. Take a look for your nearest exit now.
Let's get going. Get ready for that RB211 roar.
Plane quickly. Take off your shoes or anything that may damage the slide.
True to form for a low-cost airline, they like to sell you things, whether that be food and drinks or products. However, it seems they're not stocking the flights adequately because they were out of most things after the flight down earlier in the morning, and it was a struggle to figure out what was actually available to order. Sorry to say, but the labs did not smell good, and there's this random snowboarder on the wall. Okay then, best stay out of here if you can. This tray table and magazine pocket combo is not the best, as most of the time the magazines end up spilling onto your table. The table also can't be pulled out at all, and it's relatively small. Eventually I managed to get a hold of a hazy IPA, which they initially thought they were out of, and this too small bottle of water. And unfortunately, the difference between the photo of the mac and cheese in the menu and its actual appearance was stark. It didn't taste much better than it looked. But if in doubt, just gaze out at that RB211 and everything gets better. The nearly 3-hour flight goes by in a flash. Flight attendants are great, friendly and full of smiles. Despite the nasty food and labs and the cheapo seats, I'm having a great time. And here we are in Manchester.
Cabin crew, doors to manual cross check and report, please.
The pilots were kind enough to let me take a quick look in the flight deck.
Alright, that was such a nice flight on the Jet2 757, mostly because of the 757 itself. It's a low-cost airline, the food wasn't great, you know, some aspects not luxurious certainly, but the flight attendants were super friendly as well. I got to go in and chat with the pilots after because I was interested in the plane, not because I'm with Flight Radar. Yeah, everyone just very welcoming, and the 757 was just such a beauty to fly on, and they don't have too much time left, even at Jet2, so ride them while you can. Catch them, it's worth it. Alright, so now that we made it to Manchester, it's time to find my colleague, Alex McDonald, who's apparently around here somewhere. Kindly drove here from his home to come with me over to the Runway Visitor Park. If I could just find the car park. It's supposed to be the West Park, but this is all East. I'm in the wrong place. Hey man, I walked in the wrong direction completely. Of course I did.
See it,
How you doing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a confusing one actually, but
It's all right.
that's Manchester Airport.
Despite the iffy weather, it was super fun to hang out here for a while and spot some planes. These guys managed to catch a video of me landing from the city. That's pretty cool.
And where did you take that from?
From the loft in the house.
Oh yeah, cool. And then you came over here after we landed?
Yeah.
Nice. That's great. I'm glad to give away so many tags. I just had a bag full of them, you know, it adds up.
No, it's good to meet
Yeah.
the people behind that.
Yeah, yeah. Is this another 7.5? Can't tell.
A321.
Maybe it's a 7.5. Sure.
Better, I think.
It's so smooth. Even when you get close, when you get in, you know, it's This is from the other side of the runway.
Yeah,
when I was spotting a few years ago. There was a plane that took off, landed, and came literally circled and came straight back, met by firing. I don't know what it was, but it. I mean, that's just a plane. It's,
7.6. We're here at Manchester Airport's Runway Visitor Park, getting a great view of the planes coming and going. Nothing too exciting so far, but it's still nice. And we've met some people who watch our stuff. And here we are outside this little, what do you call it? It's a little two-story temporary structure, which is where Airliners Live is broadcasting from, shooting from and broadcasting from when they're here. They're not here today. I wanted to give them one of these keychains that I know many of you out there are coveting. We're trying to get around to as much of the world as we can and give these out to you all. But for now, I'm going to hang this on the door, so let's go do that. And we're going to tag them in the video, and hopefully you guys at Airliners Live, I hope you enjoy this little keychain, a small token of our appreciation. And wish we could have seen you here, but maybe next time. Let's see if it stays here until you all are back. This is such a cool spot at Manchester Airport, because you have this, not only the sort of raised platform over here where you can check things out, but you have this whole grassy area with picnic tables. And there's just planes coming and going all the time. And although they land over there and take off over there a little far away, they sort of roll out past us really close here. And we even saw one pilot, TUI 767 pilot, give us a wave, so that was nice. And there's no ball games, frisbees, or kites, and that makes sense. I can understand that rule. Also, we have this Concorde over here in the hangar. You have to pay to get in there. And I think right now there's an event going on, so we can't. But you can go check out one of the Concordes, which has been preserved right here. As an Embraer, Finnair Embraer, drowns me out. I've been on a few of those. And also, if you're into airplanes and models and things like that, there's a really nice shop over here. It's called the Aviation Shop, and they're selling all kinds of really cool models at various price points, from cheapish to super expensive. And they also have things like galley boxes from the Concorde, position lights. Kind of amazing. You can spend all your money there for sure if you're into airplanes. So Be careful, but I can recommend it.
In Manchester for Flight Radar 24, I'm Gabriel Lee.